Greetings and salutations, friends and gamers of all stripes. My name is GM Dave, your man behind the screen, and I'm stealing a page from my buddy Adeptus Azul Zero's playbook here with this impromptu live stream. So, as the title suggests, I want to talk about what happened this Sunday with the 100 subscriber live stream. As some of you may already be aware, the original plan for the live stream was to run a live play session of Maze Rats paired with a contest for people to win 3 spots to play the game. I didn't get anywhere close to enough people engaging in the contest to get those spots filled, so I had to cancel that portion of it. And then, of course, there was the weather issues that prevented me from actually uploading a timely update on what was going on with that, and prevented me from making the teaser video I wanted to make for that. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. You guys have all heard this stuff already. Well, I know a few of you caught my video that I put up on Saturday after I got off work. That was inventory day, where I stated that, yeah, we won't be able to run the live session because Azul Zero's brother hurt his back, and it was moving weekend for them. So Azul Zero was pulled into helping his family. Perfectly understandable. I hold no grudges or no issues with that whatsoever. Family's important. Got to be there for the people you love. But I also promised you guys a different live stream in its place, where I would be working on some class design stuff and just kind of chatting it up with anyone who wanted to be there. And I didn't follow through on that, and you all deserve to know why. So Sunday was planned to actually be a pretty big day. I was actually going to get up at 6 in the morning, work on scripts for a couple of videos that I have planned going forward. Those videos being a top 5 list of the top 5, in my opinion, positive player habits that can go bad, and some more work on character showcase, so you want to be a GM, things like that. The other video specifically I was going to work on was another bestiary video, where we were going to look at a simpler monster that I rather enjoy from the Deadlands setting for Savage Worlds, the Glom. It's not a very complex monster. There's not nearly as much roleplay potential with it, but in terms of how it functions in combat, I personally find it to be very enjoyable, and I wanted to discuss that a little bit. So that was my plan for that weekend. We're going to get up bright and early at 6 in the morning. Usually I get up at 5 for work, so, that's 6 is not that early for me. I was going to hop on the computer, start writing out some of these scripts, planning some of this stuff out, and none of that happened. Actually, I ended up sleeping in an extra 3 hours, didn't get up till 9, which for me is pretty late in the day. And I felt atrocious when I woke up. My back was hurting, my neck and head were both pounding. I felt groggy, barely felt like I could even will myself to get out of bed. And it wasn't due to anything like depression or anything like that. I have mentioned in the past that that is something I struggle with from time to time, but that wasn't the culprit this time. The simple fact of the matter is, I've been burning the candle at both ends lately. And I know that hasn't really shown that much on my channel because my posting schedule has been erratic. But really the reason why my posting schedule has been erratic is because of the fact that I've been burning the candle at both ends. And it is due largely to work. Now, in truth, we have not actually been particularly busy at work. However, there have been a lot of changes that have been going on with the coming of 2019, and I mentioned this in the the Zero G Gamers live stream that I just did about an hour ago. with Adeptus Azul Zero. It's our bi-weekly news stream where we just discuss, current events, largely dealing with the entertainment world, but also kind of dealing with general culture, you know, just things going on that we find important that we want to talk about, but mostly stuff that overlaps with the things that we enjoy. It's largely entertainment style news. It's not hard hitting, gripping, breaking news type stuff. I'm not Tim Pool, basically. But essentially, what was going on at work has been, even though we haven't been especially busy, because for the industry I work in, which is the coatings industry, I sell paint, architectural, industrial, marine, all that kind of stuff. Really, the only kind of paint I don't sell is automotive. For the company I work with, we haven't been especially busy this time of year, even though my store is the busiest store in the Southern California region, except for maybe the Anaheim store. Might be the only other one that really competes with us in that regard. Excuse me. I'm trying to keep this short and I keep having these little pauses, excuse me. But basically, we did have a lot of store level changes that happened in the stores starting at this time. New infrastructure for our computer systems, changes to basically how our colorant system works and things like that. And I can't go into the details like that because my boss has requested that I don't discuss the deeper details of these things, because that's the kind of things that can make our clientele nervous. Painters actually get real nervous when you change those core systems, because that means that there's a chance for error in there and that their product could end up being unusable. And then sometimes they or us end up eating the cost for that, and, business stuff. Long story short, that along with tax time and just all kinds of other things, multiple birthdays for my family at this time of year. The holidays, of course, just passed. Finances naturally are an issue all their own. All of this stuff is kind of adding up to me being really busy at and outside of work. It's been eating into my time focusing here on my channel, which, while I do not do this professionally, it's a hobby for me. It's still something that I strive to do my best at. I want to do good by all of you who have taken the time to watch my content and support me. And I know not all of you who are subscribed are going to see this. Not all of you who are subscribed particularly care. But the fact of the matter is that basically, I want to do right by you guys, because you have shown me by subscribing that even if it's not all the time, at least some of the time, you're interested enough in what I have to say that you felt it was worth taking the time to subscribe and follow what I'm doing. So I want to make sure I keep up with that. But in order to do that, I need to be better at practicing self-care. That goes for a few things. That goes for one thing, not overworking myself, which has been the biggest issue lately. For another thing, it involves being better with my diet and finances, things like that. I have backslid on some of these things in my private life. I am not going to go into detail on that, but suffice it to say, I've backslid on some things that I should not have. It has made things more difficult for me, and I need to just grit my teeth, knuckle down, and start setting myself on the proper path, practicing better self-care in multiple ways so that I can do better by all of you. And that's really ultimately what ended up preventing me not only from running the live stream on Sunday to begin with, but from giving you guys the update you needed to know why that happened in a timely manner. As far as I'm concerned, 3 days after the fact, it being Wednesday does make it 3 days now, that is unacceptable. I should have gotten that up to you guys by Monday, Tuesday at the latest. Unfortunately, because even though my wife and I did end up having a rather enjoyable Sunday, we decided to spend the day together and take a day trip to relax. The trip ended up being more exhausting than anticipated because actually of the bad weather that had happened earlier in the week that prevented me from posting a lot of the stuff I wanted to post regarding the live play event to begin with, particularly the teaser that I wanted to make. We decided, actually, because it's very rare in the region of Southern California that we are, to get snow even in our local mountains. We got a lot of snow last week because of the weather, so we decided, hey, let's go up and enjoy the snow. We'll leave early in the day. It's still early in the day. We'll leave now. We should get there maybe by 11 or 12 o'clock, and if we're smart about how we go, we can avoid some of the traffic. And you guys already know, from those of you who watched my Saturday video, I drove up there on Saturday when I was filming that video just to kind of get some cool footage of the snow. It was just something I did on a whim after work because it seemed enjoyable. I get real nostalgic when it comes to snow, especially going up into the local mountains, because it reminds me a lot of the area where I lived as a kid, where I grew up, which is about 100 miles north of here. Any of you who saw my video discussing D&D memories and really how what was it? It was an hour-long video about that I shot about how D&D can actually be, and roleplay can be good for one's mental health. I was discussing that because I was heading back to my old hometown to pick up my old friend Jimmy to take him to LAX because his dad had a major injury. Those of you who have seen that video, who saw the video of me discussing old D&D memories when I was going up to visit him for the first time in quite a while, you've seen the area where I used to live. It's a Southern California chaparral forest, mountainous forest. So we used to get snow there multiple times during winter. Not every winter, but often enough. So I get nostalgic about snow. My wife very rarely got to see snow that often when she was a kid. I got to see it a lot more since I lived in an area that got it frequently enough in wintertime that I have multiple memories of it. So we wanted to go up, enjoy that, but the place was simply too packed. So we ended up heading further out down to the desert, which ended up meaning that we left at 9 in the morning, didn't get back till 6 at night. So it was a full day trip, which was not the kind of day trip we had planned. And even though it was enjoyable and in a manner was relaxing, it came back to bite me in the ass on Tuesday. And on Monday afternoon too, because I was so wiped out. My plan for Monday was, after work, the first thing I was going to do when I got home was I was going to sit down, fire the computer up, and I was going to record what I'm recording right now. That did not happen. So instead, I decided, okay, I'll just do it tomorrow. Tomorrow being yesterday, now Tuesday. Well, come Tuesday morning, alarm goes off, 5:10 in the morning like normal, and I wake up and I basically can't move. My back had locked up on me. So I decided, all right, I'm just gonna chill here for a bit, another 20, 30 minutes, see if this relaxes. Well, it didn't. I ended up having to call out of work, and I basically did nothing but lie in bed all day watching Dragon Ball Super. So I just was not physically capable of actually even doing something as simple as recording. So, yeah. Yes, it is called old age, Mr. Freshface. I'm becoming an old man of over 30. But, yeah, that with a physically demanding job, it takes a toll, and it took that toll. And so that's ultimately what killed my live stream this last Sunday. But the live play event is still going to happen this weekend. I don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday yet. I'm going to confer with the people who I know are going to be playing and some people who I'm going to ask. Thank you for that initiative. I really appreciate your understanding on that, man. But yeah, as I said, I'm going to be confirming with a few people that I still need to ask, and the people that I know are good this weekend. See who I can gather up, and either this Saturday or Sunday we will run the live event. I'm leaning towards Sunday, since Saturday I do have my next session of the Star Shatter 3.5 mod game. So I'm probably going to run it on Sunday around 12 or 1 o'clock. That's what I'm aiming for, but it's gonna kind of depend on my players' schedules. Either way, that's the long and short of it. So again, I apologize for not getting this out to you guys sooner. I appreciate your understanding of the matter, and I hope to see you guys this weekend for the Maze Rats live play event. And yeah, thanks again for helping me reach now over 100 subscribers. I'm very near to 120, and I might have actually gone by that. I need to double check. Last I checked my subscribers, I think it was at 117. And I know on Minds, actually, I passed 200, or I hit 200 subscribers today over there. So things have been going pretty well. And again, yes, appreciate all of the support. I hope you're all doing well. And yeah, gonna go ahead and end this now. Hope you guys have a lovely rest of the night. Thanks again for the understanding, and I hope to see you all at the live event this Sunday or Saturday. Whatever day it ends up being. I will do my best to get an announcement out for that tomorrow. All right, everyone. As usual, my name is GM Dave. I am your man behind the screen, and it is my sincere hope that you continue to roll high, role play well, and game on.